Hi everyone. In this video we're gonna talk about how to calculate a mean of the group frequency table. But before that, what does grouped data mean? So grouped data refers to data that is organized into classes or intervals. Instead of listing each individual data point, the data is grouped into categories based on a range of values. So consider the following group of data that shows the distribution of weights for a group of children in kilograms that visited the hospital yesterday. So what we have here, the first column is the weight of 6 children. The second column contains the frequency. It tells us the number of 6 children who have weights in this range. For instance, we have here 13 children that have weights between 24 and 30 kilograms. So with this data, how can we calculate the average of weights of these 6 children? We know that the mean is basically the sum of all the data divided by the number of data items in the set. But for group frequency table, the mean is presented as follows. Here, the mean is the sum of the product of the frequency value times the midpoints of each class divided by the sum of the frequency items. Xi is presented presents the midpoints of each class. So since we cannot really use the individual weights here because we have intervals, so the best ideal individual weight would be the midpoint of each class, and the midpoint of each class is presented by the following formula. So here the midpoints xi equals the lower boundary plus the upper boundary of each class divided by 2, and as we can see here, the lower boundary of each class is presented here from 12 to 42, and here the upper boundary of each class is presented as follows. So here the upper boundaries of each classes. Let's now move to how we calculate these midpoints. So for the first class, the midpoints is 12 plus 18 divided by 2 equals 15. The second class, 18 plus 24 divided by 2 equals 21. The third class, 24 plus 30 divided by 2 is equal to 27. The fourth class here is 30 plus 36 divided by 2 is equal to 33. And now the class number 5, the lower boundary is 36 plus the upper boundary here is 42 divided by 2 equals 39, and finally the last class here, 42 plus 48 divided by 2 is equal to 45. So let's move now to the product of the frequency times the midpoint. So each class here, the frequency of each class times the midpoints of each class. The first class is 11 times 15 is equal to 165. 7 times 21, the result is 147. 13 times 27 is 351. 12 times 33 is equal to 396. 5 times 39 is equal to 195, and finally the last class is 13 times 45 is equal to 585. So here the sum of the frequency items is all these numbers. So here let's calculate the sum of the frequency items. The sum of frequency items is equal to 61. And now let's calculate the sum of the product of the frequency items times the midpoints. Here the sum of the product of frequency items times the midpoints is equal to 1839. So here x bar, which is the sum of the product of the frequency value times the midpoints divided by the sum of the frequency items. So when we substitute the values here, we can say that x bar is equal to 1839 divided by 61. So here x bar equals 30.14. Finally, we should notice that we cannot calculate the exact mean for the weights of these children because we just don't know the individual data value in the data set. Therefore, we can just estimate the mean. So here the estimated mean is equal to 30.40. This is for now. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.